Alright guys, so we're at Jones Gap. I just went down to the overlook behind it. Nice little overlook. Definitely worth the 0.1 mile trip there and 0.1 mile back. So we're going to continue on the Bartram Trail. We're going to be going 0.2 miles. We're going to cross a campsite, a dry campsite. 0.1 miles past that, you have the side trail to Jones Knob, which is 0.4 miles, and I've heard it's pretty steep, so I'm gonna go tap that and get that view, and then come back, and then we're about a mile from Whiterock Gap, where we're gonna make camp. All right, guys, over and out. All right, guys. About 5 minutes past Jones Gap, you come to another open area, kind of open field type area. Grass, so you can see the trail. It's overgrown to the sides, hip level and higher. I just figured I'll let you know the trail appears to follow like an old log road for a little bit, and then it's very wide, and then it starts to narrow again as you get closer to this open field. As you can see, it goes on for a bit. Alright guys, over and out. Alright guys, so you come back that open field, you see a double blaze on the tree. It takes you down to Whiterock Gap, which is about a mile from there, so we're almost at the camp. But I'm going to take the 0.4 mile side trail to Jones Knob, as you can see right there. Go get a view up there, and then make it to camp. Alright guys, so alright guys, we're in a little rock overcrop on Jones Knob. Nice little view here. I saw the trail continues up a little bit. I'm going to follow it and see if there's another view up there. But it's a moderate climb up, it's short. But it got me breathing hard, that's for sure. It's definitely worth a little trip out. Alright guys, over and out. Alright guys, so I made it back down to the Bartram Trail. It goes south that way. This is where it continues down north to Whiterock Gap, and that's the Jones Knob, which is Blue Blaze. It's 0.3, 0.4 miles. Very moderately, it's a moderate climb, but short, not too bad. I made it up pretty quickly. Definitely worth going up there. Make sure you go up there. It is pretty gorgeous up there. I loved it. But we're gonna keep going now. I think there's one more side trail with a view of Whiterock Mountain just before the gap, and then Gap's where we're going to be camping for the night. Alright guys, over and out. Alright guys, so 0.1 before you get to Whiterock Gap, you got this little rock outcropping on a side trail, very short side trail. You can see exceptionally short side trail to a nice little rock top, and you can see up there Whiterock Mountain. You can also see nice little view down here. Very cool. So we'll be climbing that tomorrow. Alright guys. Alright guys, we made it down to Whiterock Gap. Elevation over 4,100 feet. And that's gonna be home for the night. Trail continues on that way north, and there's Stevens Creek, which I may or may not get water from tonight. Alright, over and out. Alright guys, so we come about half a mile past the Whiterock Gap, and we come to the double blaze you saw there. The trail here splits off. The Bartram Trail continues up that way, and Whiterock Mountain Summit is 0.3 miles up here, up a blue blaze, a light blue blaze, as you can see here. Alright guys, over and out. Alright guys, we made it to Whiterock Mountain. As you see, we're on this big rock outcropping, and there's the views. Pretty spectacular. Definitely worth the 0.3 mile hike up here. Very cool. Alright, over and out. And guys, here's the view to the other side. If you go down this rock outcropping, come off to this little ledge. And here it is. Very cool. Alright guys, over and out. Alright guys, so the trail goes down there. You come up to this small little rock outcropping, and you go through here, see the blaze on the tree, and you'll come to the 500-foot side trail to Fishhawk Mountain, where allegedly there's a little plaque that I could commemorate. So there it is. He goes up there. The Bartram continues down here. Alright guys. Oh guys, this is nuts. This is so overgrown. I just came back through the roughest, so the trail goes somewhere back there. I'm probably gonna skip the road walk because this is tick central. Holy crap, it's waist high. At most, at a huge section of that portion. I think I'm on the trail, but yeah, this is definitely the trail. I see a blaze down there. But this is nuts. Definitely don't do this trail in the summer. Absolutely not. Alright guys, over. Alright guys, after just a god-awful stretch of the trail, we come to Rock Overlook. Not the best overlook I've ever seen. It's not bad. Here's the sign, and the trail goes down there. So we're at 14.7 of the North Carolina Bartram Trail. About 0.7 we'll get to a campsite, and then 0.6 from there we get to a rock outcrop with a switchback. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. So guys, at 16.3 miles, you actually come to the school bus. Alright, over now. Probably not. So guys, we come to the intersection here. This is the new trail, the reroute that goes to Hickory Knoll. That's 2.5 miles to Hickory Knoll, and it makes the road walk 4 miles shorter. And from here you got the Buckeye Creek Trailhead. We're going to do the old version, so we're going to go down here. But as you can see, they've recently just done this trail. They recently just completed it. It goes all the way up there. Alright guys, I'm out of minutes, so it's going to be a few videos from here on out. Alright, over and out. Alright guys, so to finish up this section, he joined this forest road, and it's about probably 1.5 miles, 1.75 miles on it. You'll see the blazes on the trees, and just continue down the forest road, or old logging road, or whatever it is. It used to be. Alright guys, I am seriously out. Alright guys, here we are. Trailhead for Buckeye Creek. See this little gate here. You go around the side. You see the road and the private property right above. So we are almost there. The car should be at the trailhead. Alright guys, so a little review of this section. The first part of the section was fairly decently maintained and offered some pretty cool views. There's 1.2 miles into the hike from Osage Overlook. You have this really short side trail to this amazing overlook that is just absolutely stunning. And then Scaly Mountain's really nice, and there's some other ones, but the real highlight of the day has to be Whiterock Mountain. That was just absolutely stunningly gorgeous. So alright guys, this concludes it. I got 2 minutes of recording time left. I'm going to skip the road walk and do it next time. Alright guys, over.